Pastor Brian from Summit Church here. I spoke with someone at church last Sunday about what they had planned for this week with the kids out of school, and they said they were really looking forward to getting all of their Christmas decorations out. It's that time of year, right? Time to begin getting ready to celebrate Christmas. Well, the Christian church has a long tradition of getting ready for Christmas too. It's called Advent, and this Sunday is the first Sunday of Advent. Advent is the topic for this week's edition of Wednesday's Words with Pastor Brian. Advent is one of those churchy words that simply refers to what we usually call Christmas time. The word Advent is derived from a Latin word adventus, which means the arrival, that we celebrate the arrival of the King of Kings upon the earth and the salvation that he brings. And Christians have been celebrating Advent from the early centuries. The purpose of Advent is really pretty straightforward. It's preparation and anticipation. For most of us, this is a really chaotic time. The month of December, it gets filled up with shopping and cooking and decorating and office parties and white elephant gift exchanges. And we have to admit that it's really easy to forget what it's really all about. The church celebration of Advent is intended to draw us back so that we spend some time intentionally preparing our hearts. So here at Summit, we take a break from whatever sermon series we're in. Right now, that's our study through the book of Acts, and we spend 4 weeks looking at the Christmas story in the Bible again. Now, I imagine most of us are pretty familiar with those sections of the Bible, but that's okay. This is something we need to return to over and over again. God became a man. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. That's the preparation side. But it's also intended to be a time of anticipation. And this is where the Advent wreath comes in. We light candles around an Advent wreath each Sunday as part of our worship service. And the interesting thing is that this is a fairly modern part of Advent. Historians say it was created in the early 1800s by a German Lutheran pastor named Johann Heinrich Wickern. And Vickern was really active in the intermission movement, developing social services for the poor. So in 1839, he had some boys at a school he had established, and they kept asking him when Christmas would arrive. Any parents out there relate to that? Mom, when's Christmas going to be here? When's Christmas going to be here? So using an old cartwheel, he crafted a wreath of 4 large white candles with small red ones in between, and the children would light a new candle each day and a new white one on each of the 4 Sundays of Advent. And when all the candles had been lit, it was time to celebrate Christmas. Seeing those candles lit helped the kids see that Christmas was coming. Now, different churches and different denominations have taken these colored candles in different directions. Some still use red and white, like the original one. Some use purple and pink. Some use all blue. Here at Summit, we have 4 different colored candles highlighting 4 characteristics of Jesus for us. We have a red candle for Jesus' blood, white for his holiness, green is the color of life, and we find life in Jesus, and purple is the color of royalty, reminding us that Jesus is the King. Now, on Christmas Eve, we light the gold candle that's in the center, signifying that Christ has come. And we also pass the light in that service, just illustrating how the message of salvation is shared from one person to another. Well, this is all beginning this Sunday. This Sunday is Communion Sunday, and the first Sunday of Advent, we will be lighting the red candle that reminds us of Jesus' blood. I'm probably going to wear a red shirt or a red sweater, something to help remind me of what this Sunday is all about. And that's really what Advent is. It's something that helps remind us of the true meaning of Christmas. I hope you will join us over the next 4 weeks as we prepare our hearts and anticipate that Christmas Eve service when we will declare the light of the world has come.